What's your name? Chad. That's my father's name. Hi, Chad. I'm Donovan. I saw you talking to Christy over there at the Aquasphere Institute's booth. Do you know who discovered the Aquasphere in the first place? It was a Starfleet ship called the USS Malukas. You think the Aquasphere is pretty cool, right? I bet. Can you imagine how the crew of that ship must have felt finding something like that? An orb of pure water the size of a small planet teeming with life? And I bet if you sign on with the Aquasphere Institute's internship program after you graduate, you'll have an amazing time traveling to the Neophotis system and studying that incredible object. But you know what, Chad? You could also sign on with an organization that will take you to a part of the galaxy where no human has ever been before. And you might discover something even more amazing than the Aquasphere. How would you like that? Well, I can send a brochure about Starfleet to your pad, and you can read it and think about the opportunity. All right. Good man. I hope you join up, Chad. Starfleet can always use a curious young mind like yours. I'm Lieutenant Donovan Fossey, and today I'm here at Virgil I. Grissom High School at the New Mitchell Colony on Thestius for the Career Expo. What's your name? That's my mother's name. Nice to meet you, Kumiko. I'm Donovan. Well, sure, you can ask me a question. That's why I'm here. I've been a recruiter for Starfleet for the past 5 years or so. Before that, I worked in administration, first at Starbase 26 in the Grafthar system, then at Starbase Spruance at New Rhode Island. Now my home base is Deep Space 8 on the other side of this sector. I keep track of the high schools in these outer colonies pretty closely, and whenever one of them has a career day or a job fair or something like this, I try to make it out here. I can usually snag a few of these youngsters. More than a few, if I'm really on my game. What does Starfleet do? Oh, well, we explore the galaxy. We chart unexplored star systems. We carry out scientific studies of celestial phenomena. We provide disaster relief and humanitarian assistance. We help to maintain diplomacy between Federation member worlds, as well as non-Federation states. We make first contact with newly discovered spacefaring species. Is that all? No, we do other things too. Like what? Like, why? What have you heard? Is recruiting difficult? Historically, no. Lately, it's been another story. There are a couple of reasons for that. First, the last few years have been rough on everyone, and Starfleet has not been spared. The wars, the invasions, those cadets who blew up Galorpador Prime for their senior prank last year. All of that has done damage to the reputation of the service and made it seem like a way less attractive career path to a lot of people. And second, because of all the casualties caused by the wars and invasions, etc., our recruitment quotas are way higher than they usually are. We're being pushed to sign more people than ever up for Starfleet at a time when it's more difficult than ever to talk people into joining Starfleet. So, yeah, it's fucking difficult. Can I swear on here? It's fucking difficult. Gareth. That's my father's name. All right. Can I talk to you for a minute about Starfleet, Gareth? Awesome. How many nights a year do you see the stars here? I don't mean from the satellite feed. I mean you walk outside after dark, look up through the dome, and see the stars. Yeah. Those sulfuric acid clouds don't clear very often, do they? When you're in Starfleet, your home is the sky. You'll be surrounded by stars. If you serve on a starship or space station, every time you look out a window, it'll be a perfect black sky filled with stars. It's amazing. And I can tell you from experience, it doesn't get old. Yes, I did say if you serve on a starship or a space station. There are Starfleet outposts located on the surfaces of planets. You might be assigned to one of those. But, I mean, most of them have nicer weather than this fucking place. Don't tell anyone I swore, Gareth. I'm not supposed to do that. Here's the fucking problem. Everybody focuses on the negative. Yeah, the Federation has been at war a lot lately, but we're not right now. Yeah, a relatively small percentage of one graduating cadet class blew up a planet. But that's never happened before. And they were all expelled, and criminal penalties are pending. What else are we supposed to do about it? Yeah, serving in Starfleet can be dangerous, and people die in bizarre ways. Occasionally. It probably won't happen to you. They're either stuck on the negative, or they're way, way too optimistic about their prospects. Tell me something, Malika. If you do sign up for Starfleet, where do you see yourself in 10 years? Captain of a starship. That's ambitious. But you know, the most direct path to becoming an officer is attending the academy. If you go the academy route, you're going to be stuck in a classroom for most of the next 4 years. If you enlist, your basic training lasts 9 weeks. After that, who knows where you'll go? The adventure begins. And if your heart is really set on becoming an officer, being a captain someday, you can still take courses during your service and work your way up to it. Or, who knows, you could earn a field commission. Maybe you'll be a war hero. Just a hero during peacetime. Heroic, peaceful service during a peaceful time. Let me put it this way. I didn't come to Grissom High School at the New Mitchell colony on the Acid Cloud planet at the ass end of the quadrant to find the next generation of Starfleet officers. Okay? I'm looking for swabbies. Swabbies who, if the situation calls for it, can also be Marines. Everybody wants to be an officer, and I get it. I'm an officer. Being an officer is great, but Starfleet doesn't run on officers. It runs on the people who push buttons and turn dials and move those little plastic chips around. I don't remember what they're called. I spent my career in administration. I haven't seen one in years, but you know what I'm talking about, right? The little chips. And when something doesn't work, you pull off an access panel and move the little chips around into different places, and then it works. You need people who know how to do that. And to, like, clean up and restock shit, and those are the ones I'm looking for. What would you say? Did I get your name? Nungaswituk. That's my father's name. What would you say, Nungaswituk, if I told you that you could spend the next 4 years visiting other planets, meeting new and different kinds of people, and taking part in scientific discoveries and expanding the boundaries of knowledge, and in return for that, all you had to do is learn and practice a trade that you'll use for the rest of your life, whether you stay in the service or not? Would that sound like a good deal? What trade? That's up to you. We need people to do all sorts of jobs. Medical technicians, transporter operators, shuttlecraft mechanics, waste reclamation, that's a big one. Somebody to clean the tanks in cetacean ops. A mason? Like a stone mason? Like with actual stones? Maybe. If you wind up stationed on a starbase located on the surface of a planet, there might be some opportunities to do stone work, depending on how fancy the place is. But I'm not sure you could make that your main focus. What was that? Blacksmith? What fucking century is it here? You know what, Nungaswituk, let me just drop a brochure on your pad, and you'll find a list of all the various specializations, okay? There you go. Thanks a lot. Don't tell anyone I swore. Not everyone is meant to be an officer, you know? Besides, these kids aren't cut out for that kind of life anyway. I went to the academy. It was great, but it was 4 of the hardest years of my life. I've seen the data for this school. None of these kids are going to college. Well, I shouldn't say that. Statistically speaking, none of these kids are going to college. So what do you say, Rachel? Does that sound good? You gonna join up with us in Starfleet? You need to think about it. What is there to think about? You're not torn between us and one of these other outfits, are you? Which one? The Aquasphere Institute. Okay. Well, think it over. What? Oh. There. You're welcome. I'll be honest with you, I'm really starting to hate the fucking Aquasphere. Do you see what's so great about it? Whatever it is, I'm missing it. I mean, yeah, okay, sure, when they first discovered it, I understood the fascination. A world made entirely out of pure liquid water, full of exotic life forms. It's the oops, all ocean planet. And it's right near here in this sector, like one system over. And there's nothing else out here for these people to get excited about. But they found the thing like 10 years ago. Enough is enough, you know? When's the novelty gonna wear off already? If more of these fucking bumpkins would join Starfleet and see a little bit more of the galaxy, they'd realize their precious Aquasphere isn't that big of a deal, you know? They talk about it like some one-of-a-kind thing. Oh, it's such a mystery. Where did it come from? Did it form naturally? Or was it artificially created? Well, I mean, those are the only two options. So we know it's one of those. Not much of a mystery, if you ask me. And then one of these research teams from the Aquasphere Institute over there published a paper a few months ago speculating that the Aquasphere itself might be a sentient entity. And everybody around here lost their minds over that, which, hey, if that's the case, great. I wish the Aquasphere nothing but the best. But come on. If it is a sentient planet, it's not even the only one of those. Is it? I'm pretty sure there's at least one or two other ones. I know on Earth people were fascinated with like the Grand Canyon for a long time, but that was back before anybody was going to space at all. Eventually the spell gets broken, you know? Nowadays they don't even care about the moon. Nor should they. Fuck the moon. Everywhere's got moons. Not everywhere. This planet doesn't have any. Probably another reason everybody's so horny for the goddamn Aquasphere. And the other thing to keep in mind, Juanita, is that even if you choose a mechanical specialty rather than, say, a scientific one, that doesn't mean you're going to be stuck in the bowels of the ship all the time. If something exciting happens, you'll be right in the thick of it, alongside everyone else on the... You keep looking over there. Have you talked to the rep from the Aquasphere Institute yet? Would you like to go talk to her now, Juanita? What is it that makes the Aquasphere Institute more attractive for you than Starfleet? They won't make you fight in a war. Well, somebody's got to fight the wars, Juanita. And the odds are still pretty good that you yourself would not be killed in combat, so... Go ahead. Is there any point in giving you a brochure? Thank you for your honesty. Hi, Christy. Back in the old days, recruiters would entice people to join up by offering them a signing bonus. That was when we still used money. I've tried different kinds of signing bonuses over the years, but nothing's really worked. Last year when I was here, I tried to get them interested by saying that if they joined Starfleet, after they completed weapons training, they could keep their phasers. But almost all of these kids come from farming families. Everybody's got phasers already. There's an animal native to this planet, kind of a cross between a hog and a crocodile, and they burrow under the atmospheric dome and come inside and eat the crops. So they've been shooting phasers since they were old enough to hold one. Most of them are better shots than I am. On the tram ride in from the spaceport this morning, I saw someone, probably somebody's mother, vaporize one of those animals. Vaporized it. Fucking barbarians. You're not even gonna eat it? It makes me question their fascination with the Aquasphere. What is it they're really interested in? The opportunity for scientific study? Or the fishing? Aren't any of you kids mad at your parents? You think they're gonna care if you sign up to be an intern at the Aquasphere? It's practically right next door. If you really want to break their hearts, I got your hookup right here. Starfleet, baby. Enlist with us, we'll send you to the other side of the galaxy. Mom and Dad will be so worried about you, they won't stop crying for months. That'll show them. I've tried all kinds of other incentives too, at other schools in this colony, and none of them work. They don't care about free phasers, they don't care about accelerated promotion, they don't care about unlimited meal credits. I have nothing enticing to offer these kids. God, this must have been so much easier when people had to care about money. If you're looking for the Aquasphere Institute's booth, it's over there. Go talk to the poised but approachable woman in the marine blue jumpsuit. What? You're interested in Starfleet. Why? I mean, great. I'm mainly looking for enlisted recruits, not people who want to pursue commissions right away. Is that... Okay. All right. Can I answer any questions for you? Specialties. Yeah, man, we got specialties out the ass. Here, I've got a list you can look at. Don't tell anyone I cursed. Which one? Cryptologic technician. That's an operations and communications rating. You handle encrypted communications, operate and maintain and repair specialized reception and transmission equipment. It's pretty cool. So what is it about Starfleet that interests you? Most of your classmates don't seem very gung-ho. Well, you're right about that. Joining Starfleet will get you away from here. Mass communication specialist. That includes a lot of different jobs. Journalism, writing, videography. You could work for public affairs. You could work for Stars and Laurels, the Starfleet newspaper. Do you not like it here? Oh my God, right? I've been coming here 5 years and I feel exactly the same way. Why did they settle this poisonous desert planet in the first place? Did the founders all draw the short straw or something? Jesus. Yeah, which one? Infantryman? Never mind about that one. So, listen, I'm going to send you a copy of this to your pad so you can read it over. My contact info is in there too. When you decide for sure that Starfleet is what you want to do after you graduate, and you have some idea what you might want to do for a specialty, you get in touch with me, and I will walk you through the rest of the enlistment process. Sound good? Awesome. It's easy to lose sight of what I'm really out here to do. Yes, the service is in a rebuilding phase, again, and yes, we do need to sign up a lot of new people, but quality matters more than quantity. This job shouldn't be about suckering as many people into enlisting as possible. It shouldn't be about quotas. It should be about finding the ones who want to be here, the ones who belong here, and helping them to begin their adventure. I don't think my boss will buy that, though. She is going to tear my ass up for missing my quota again. Very nice to meet you today, young man. Oh, I forgot to ask. What's your name? Biarka. That's my father's name.